everyone, welcome back to Active Queens. Thank you for tuning in and I hope you heard last week's episode. If not, just click down below.
Yeah, thanks guys. Really appreciate you watching and listening. Today we're going to be talking a bit about like the women's body, mental health, and just how I guess it feels to be a woman in fitness, because I think it's quite different to maybe like how men feel in fitness. So we're going to be delving in a bit into that, and we'll get started straight away. But just a quick disclaimer before we start, as we always say, we're not mental health professionals, we're not GPs. So if you do actually need any professional advice, please seek out to the relevant people, because we're just here to help you, hopefully, have a good old chit chat and share our opinions.
Which one should we start with?
Should we start with probably the most obvious one, periods?
Yeah,
the dreaded
men
period.
don't deal with that.
No, definitely not. And I think periods is probably the biggest thing that affect training for me, anyway.
I think so. I was actually Googling before we started. You know what I was saying? Oh, like I feel like 2 weeks of the month. I'm like, ugh. Yeah. And it's like
it's very true, isn't it?
I don't know if it's actually a disease, but it's like PMS.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But I didn't want to say like everyone has that, just in case it's actually like
like definitely.
PCOS.
Yes, yeah.
I don't know if it's like an actual diagnosis.
No, I definitely think though that, and I've seen a lot on like from my fitness account where people post about the difference within their training and how they're performing and things like that. They're definitely like within the 4 weeks of the month, you feel good and bad at different stages, and it might not even be when you're on your period. Like I know for myself, sometimes it's at different stages throughout the month.
Exactly. And each month's different as well.
Exactly, yeah. I guess, do you maybe want to start with just like how hormones can affect our motivation and stuff? Because I think that's the biggest thing for me.
Well, I was on this page I was reading, they say like when your period is coming like week before, your hormones literally just like drop.
Oh wow, really?
So that's why you can feel like tired and like probably a bit sick. You know, some people can feel
no, it's true. I think,
can't they?
And I think another like key thing is that everybody, like we said it in other episodes, but everybody's body is different. So how like your period might be worse than mine or vice versa. And like you have to take that into account when you're training. Because it might be that like one day you're really not feeling it.
No, exactly.
But that's when it's important to listen.
Yeah.
I think to your body, and I mean I'm my own worst enemy for that, because I sometimes just like crack on and I get to the end of a workout, I'm like, why did I do that? Like I felt so rubbish. Yeah,
no, when you're feeling like that, like don't go. I mean, to be fair, I'm the same. I always try and push myself, but weird, like every month's different with pain.
Yeah, that as well, definitely.
Even like me and my sister, we're so different. Our periods aren't the same.
Yeah, it's and that's the thing. Everybody, you have to listen to your own body, like. And it might be 1 month like you're really struggling, so that month you might go to the gym a bit less, or you might just like do an easier workout. Whereas like the next month you might be feeling great and like can do that. So no, I definitely think hormones play a massive impact on like your motivation, also like performance as well.
Yeah, if you're feeling tired and stuff, you're not going to give it your all.
Like, do you ever like sometimes like you'll squat whatever weight 1 week and then the next week do it the same and you're like, this feels like really hard. And it's the same weight and I did it fine last week. Literally. And like I can't do the same amount of reps. Or
I read, I don't know who posted it, but they were saying like when you feel like that, lower the weight and just do more reps.
Ah, okay, that's interesting. That's actually really good advice, because then you're still getting the same, like your body's still getting the same kind of burn.
Yeah.
But you're just doing it, like reducing it down to how you feel that day.
So I'm going to take that on board.
Yeah, me too, actually. Yeah, I think I need to listen to that.
Because I've noticed that I'm like, I could do this the other day. Next week I will be, but today
it's not happening. And sometimes I think you have to recognise that as well. Exactly. Pushing yourself through isn't always the answer.
And don't feel guilty about it.
No, massively not.
So I always feel like I'm like,
why can't I do that? I did it last week. But it's just understanding. And I think, like you just said, like we're all guilty of just being like, oh, it's fine. Like it doesn't matter.
Exactly. Also, I think eating, when I'm on my period, I'm hungry.
Oh, same. Like I'm hungry anyway, but that week, you don't want to not give me food.
And I don't think you should feel guilty if you eat more. Like if you want a chocolate bar, eat it. But I mean, like still, like if you want, I'd always try and like maybe more fruit or something, still be healthy.
Yes, 100%. So I read something the other day actually. It was about like cravings when you're on your period and stuff. Okay. But if you're trying to be healthy, obviously sometimes you are just going to be like, you know what, I'm just going to eat that chocolate or whatever. But if you're craving sweetness, have things like strawberries or like, and actually you're still giving yourself what your body needs, but just not eating chocolate all the time, because sometimes that makes me feel worse, to be honest with you.
I feel guilty after.
But also, like, at the time, I'm like, give me all the chocolate, whatever. But then I feel like sluggish and stuff after, because I've just eaten like a family-sized bar of dairy milk. Do you know what I mean? Whatever it is.
But eat more, but still healthy if you feel that way too.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I think with the eating more, like, it's important to understand that, like, your body is going through these processes at that time in the month, and therefore it needs more energy in order to push the processes in the right way, or whatever the scientific definition is. Doing its thing, exactly. So you have to fuel yourself. Your body is not telling you you're hungry for no reason.
Yeah, no,
you actually need the food
for a reason. It's probably because it's doing something, so your body's like burning more in a way.
And I think on the flip side of that, like when people lose their periods and things like that, you have to be so careful with that. It's probably because you're not fueling yourself enough. Your body ends up shutting down because you're not giving, like, it can't do the processes it needs to if you're not giving it the energy it needs.
Yeah, I lost my period for 6 months.
Yeah, it's
because I was underweight.
Exactly. And like, again, that's like the biggest sign, and probably it was a big wake up call to be like, I need to do something about this. And I think so many girls probably have been through that.
Oh yeah, definitely. I went to doctors about it. Well, I told you.
Yeah. I can't believe that. The doctor laughed at her because she lost her period.
I was like 16. She was like, "Do you want one?" I was like, "Well, yeah."
It's natural. Exactly. Of course I do.
But yeah, I was a bit worried by it came back.
Yeah.
I think I just started eating.
That's just a warning sign, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
And I think if anybody is going through that, you should reach out to your GP. Because,
definitely go to
that's definitely not something we are qualified to talk about. But it's just, again, like we said, it's just a warning sign, and I think you just have to be fueling your body.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't ignore them signs. If you're hungry in your period, eat that food.
Exactly. Get that chocky.
Definitely. And I guess with periods as well, I don't know if you ever feel this, but I sometimes feel like I have the worst body image days, like, on my period.
Everyone I speak to, like all my friends, they say the same.
Yeah, I feel bloated.
I just don't look now.
No, I feel like my skin gets worse. Yeah, and I'm just like, but then sometimes, like, afterwards, I'm like, I know that wasn't me. Like, then not my natural self. It's because of hormones.
I don't want to say like an outer body experience,
but it is a bit.
Like,
actually,
you're looking at yourself, and I'm like, I know in a few days I won't look at myself the same. I don't know why it's your brain. It's not your eyes, it's your brain.
Yeah, 100%.
Telling your eyes.
Yeah, telling your eyes. It's seeing the wrong thing almost. Like, to be fair, maybe that's wrong. It's not seeing the wrong thing because I am bloated, but I'm bloated for a reason. It's not my natural body. It's not fat.
No, exactly.
It's actually just bloated because I'm on my period.
Like retention.
Yeah, I think it's, I don't know what it is.
I say to my boyfriend, I'm so bloated, like, period is here, and he's like, no, you look exactly the same. I'm like, no.
That actually makes it worse. I'm like, don't tell me I look the same. I don't want to look like this,
my belly's out here.
Yeah, I think bloating and like body image is a huge thing, and even with that, I think you just have to push through it. I actually don't have another solution for that other than push through it.
I do, wear baggy clothes.
Good solution. Yeah,
honestly, if you're wearing tight, well, not tight, it might be tighter. It makes it worse for me.
Yeah, that's true.
I get more stomach pain.
Yeah, because it's compression. Yeah, or even like I see a lot of girls posting like on their periods, they might wear like an oversized t-shirt to the gym with leggings or whatever because they just feel more comfortable. If you don't want to just wear a sports bra or something, like, or I just put on a hoodie sometimes. I just feel like I don't want to show all my bloat to everybody.
Especially in the summer, I have this like long t-shirt.
Nice.
I'm just like, chuck that on.
Yeah, it just makes you feel a bit better, doesn't it? And you know, like we've said, in a couple of days or whatever it is, you're literally going to be like, oh, I'm back.
Don't weigh yourself.
Another good piece of advice. Yeah, absolutely.
Like for your mental self.
Yeah,
because you will probably weigh more because of the water, like you're bloated.
Yeah, and also because, like we've said before, your body needs more food. So you're eating more, and your body's going to hold it more because of all the hormones and whatever the process is. I'm not a scientist, so I don't exactly know, but it's very true. It's a known fact that you do way more when you're on your period.
And I think when you're ovulating, I could be wrong, but I saw something on Instagram, someone was saying like even when you're ovulating, you could still weigh more potentially. So
this is also why I'm a bit like, is weighing yourself, I think
even worth it for
I think it's a bit of a stupid thing, to be honest with you. I try to go by like the way I look.
Yes.
And like if I feel confident in myself, then cool. And I know that for some people, obviously, if you're on a weight loss journey or whatever, that weighing yourself is a good indicator. Yeah. But if you're pretty much the same weight throughout the, like, if you're happy as you are, I don't really want to weigh myself because it is going to fluctuate. But it's fluctuating because of my bodily processes, not because I'm gaining weight.
I weighed myself at the start of the year, and then I've stopped weighing myself the last 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, I fit in my clothes nicely.
Exactly. You feel confident.
I think if jeans.
Yeah, jeans are the big telltale sign, or whatever the
when
phrase
they start
is.
feeling tight, then I'll weigh myself.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, it's time.
Yeah.
It's time to start eating all that chocolate.
I think if you feel nice in your clothes and like everything fits right and you're happy with it, go with that.
Yeah, that's exactly what I do. I think it's just a healthier way to do it. But like we said, if you're on like a bit of a weight loss journey, I think it's fine. But you're going to be losing more weight anyway, so it's not going to fluctuate as much. But if you're just maintaining, like, your body is naturally going to like put weight on at certain times of even certain times of the day. Like, if you first wake up, everybody knows you're a lot lighter than if you weigh yourself just after dinner. Like, you've got
never.
Why would you bother?
I'd make myself
cry actually, but because you've just had a whole day's worth of food. Like,
even Courtney Black, she did a video. She downed loads of water and she weighed more instantly. Yeah,
exactly. So I just think
water as well. All that stuff indicates.
Definitely. So not weighing yourself in your periods would be our second biggest tip to avoid bad body image and things like that.
I actually wrote a list.
Oh, go on.
To do on our periods, like what helps. Well, what helps me?
Yeah, go on.
Hot water bottle.
Yeah, I'm a big hot water bottle fan. Definitely.
You've got a heat blanket, extra bonus.
Oh, have you got one?
Yeah.
Have you?
Sam doesn't let me put it.
Oh.
He gets a bit hot. Well, if he's on a night out, that
heated blanket is on.
I put paracetamol, but I literally only take that if it's bad.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm not one for taking medicine.
No, I think some people can, or some people choose to if that's their, like, I feel like different people have different things at work.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm like hot water bottle. I'm just like, don't do much for that day, to be honest with you. I rest.
Yeah.
And the baggy clothes would be my biggest thing.
That's why I literally wrote 8 hours sleep.
Yes.
Sleep.
Do you think you get 8 hours a night?
Yeah.
Do you? I definitely
weekends
don't.
I get more. I'm a 10-hour.
Are you?
If I could get 10 hours or plus more.
Oh wow. Really?
Always have been, always will be.
Oh, I love that.
Sam literally wait like in the morning. He's like,
are you okay?
Wake up.
At 5 a.m. though, guys, bear in mind, so it's quite understandable.
Yeah. Even that, like 9 o'clock on Saturday.
Really?
Yeah. Oh my god, the last couple of weeks we're going on like a little tangent here.
Sorry guys.
When he went out, or he was like busy, I took myself to bed at 8. Did not wake up till 9 o'clock next day.
11 hours? Oh my god. That's longer. It's actually like 13 hours. You know? I don't know. My maths is not great, but it's a long time.
I also put back to the helping with periods 3 litres of water.
Yes, I'm not going to lie. I try and do that every day anyway. Yeah. I really try, but I think on your periods it's even more important.
Because if you're feeling, I feel like you can get a bit dehydrated.
Definitely. And I think it's the same with the sleep. Like, always try and get, I think it's like 7 to 8 hours is key, but on your period you probably do need a bit more because your body's doing more to go through the processes it's going through.
Put chocolate.
Yeah. Oh, always.
Yeah, and the baggy clothes. That's what I do for myself.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I'm just a bit kinder to myself.
Yeah.
Like, mentally, try and be a bit kinder to myself on that week. Exactly, it's what it is. It's gonna, it happens once a month. We all probably hate it, but at the same time, you've got to get on with it. Being a woman isn't always fun, is it? So
no. And it's like mentally too, like I give Sam a warning. I'm like,
oh yeah,
Monster Victoria's
100%. Like, Moody Laura is coming out.
Like, some things like wouldn't annoy you.
Yeah.
Oh.
I remember you were saying, what was it, like last month, talking about the table mats or something.
We had an argument about table mats.
It was like the most petty thing.
I was like crying.
All over some table mats, guys. Okay, it really wasn't that deep, but I think Monster
Victoria
was out at that time.
Yeah, definitely.
But no, I'm the same. We argue over, like, me and Charlie over stupid things.
But you wouldn't normally.
No, like, it will be literally like what we're having for dinner, and he'll want something and I won't, and I'll get the ump about it, and I'm like, this is not deep.
I actually get very emotional.
Yep, same.
I'll just cry.
We always have a joke that, like, my Laura's mental breakdown is coming at some point in the month, and it's always on that week when I'm on my period, because I cry about everything. Like, it all comes out that week.
Me and Gemma were talking about, because menopause is like...
Oh, yeah. Hot topic, to be fair.
Triple worse, apparently. And I was like, if I'm bad now,
you better warn Sam now. Warn Sam now.
Literally. I mean, I don't know, like, your mum or anyone's...
Yeah.
I won't say too much because my mum will tell me off. But
your mum might be watching, so
yeah, it's like, oh, I do send her the links. Yeah, love you, mum.
Yeah, no, but you are right. And again, it's the same thing with that. There's a lot of stuff I see on social media for like older women who are going through menopause that like even things like exercise helps them and things like that. And
they get hot sweats.
Yeah, hot sweats, cold sweats.
You'll just start sweating.
Yeah. Oh, I remember my mum used to have to go stand outside.
Yeah.
Like, literally, she's like, I'm having a moment.
Yeah, literally, that's what my mum does.
I laugh, but we won't be laughing when it's after 20, 30 years time. We will not be laughing. I do her hair,
put the gown.
I'm
getting hot. And yeah, like you say, we're laughing, but bloody
we will not be laughing. So yeah, sorry, mums. We do actually.
Love you.
Yeah, we love you and we respect that you're going through some issues right
now. It's common.
Oh,
every woman goes through it.
Absolutely. But yeah, periods. Be kind to yourself. You know, give yourself a bit of a break if you need it, and we all go through it. So, girls, we're in this together.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Should we move on to PCOS?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have it.
I don't have it either, but I know that many people
it's like quite common now. You said it's 1 in 10.
Yeah, right? So I looked on the good old NHS website.
You can trust that.
Yeah, crediting right there. And it said 1 in 10 women.
That's a lot.
PCOS. Yeah,
that is a lot.
Well, what's her name? Holly B Fitness did a video, didn't she, recently on it? And that's when I think when we talked about this, we were like, it's actually a really hot topic. Just on the fact that so many people have it, and it really becomes, I think, apparent. It said in your late 20s and teens. So at the age we're at, like in our 20s, if we're going to get it, we're going to get it now.
She actually did like, what was it, when she was doing the tablets, her vitamin, she actually spoke about like what helps her. So what's that video?
With like digestion and things like that. So yeah, that video by Holly B Fitness.
There's also good. PCOS and like a sister.
Oh, okay. Oh, is there? Well, so there's 2 types of PCOS.
Yeah, right, I don't think it's as bad. Like that's like.
Yeah, because it said like about like signs to look out for. So I guess this is like if you're experiencing any of these, it's worth talking like a GP or something to see if this is something you're going through. But, like a regular periods can be like a sign. Hair growth or like hair thinning, like extremes
heard that on your face.
Did you ever get that like when you were working in the hair industry, or like about noticing like people's hair changing or anything like that?
Yeah, I'd always like if someone came to me and they said like, "Oh, is my hair thinning?" Like the first question you always ask, like, "Are you on medication?" But if they don't know themselves, I can't say, "Oh, you have this." I'm not a doctor.
No, but you can kind of say to them like,
I'll be like,
"I've noticed that your hair is thinning."
Yeah, I mean, it would have to be really bad.
Yeah. No, I don't. I think it's probably different for every person.
Yeah.
And the other thing, which I think is what Holly mentioned in her video, is about that like oily skin and acne was like a really big thing, and I think that especially at our age, like if you've got that kind of issue, it links a lot back to PCOS from what I was reading.
Your hormone imbalance must be, that's why it goes like that.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, and weight gain was the other thing as well.
Yeah,
if you put on a lot of weight, then that's probably a thing they'll check for, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's quite common. And then like the other stuff I was kind of reading about is just how it can affect how you're feeling, your training, your performance, things like that.
Yeah, because you must get a lot of pain. I've heard like
100%. And again, I think it's obviously completely different to having a period, but same kind of things of how to look after yourself with that is just take it easy on yourself. Like you have to listen to your body. Like you really, and I'm the worst. Like I've said this so many times. Like, I think
we all are though, because we just like
keep going. But it gets to a point where you do actually just need to take a step back and be like,
do something else. Go for a walk.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's so many. Maybe even do
yoga. Swimming is a good one. They say sometimes because it's not as much on your joints and like it's not as strenuous.
And the water must take pressure off.
Yeah. Even like Pilates.
Yeah,
reformer could be a good one. Reformer Pilates because it's just not as much. And it was also saying about like how PCOS can cause like different things later in life, which really surprised me.
Well, yeah, I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, high cholesterol, it said, and type 2 diabetes.
Yeah, this is later on. It says
like if you get kind of, and probably I think if you don't do things to treat it, so it was saying like the biggest thing you can do without like medication or anything is just having a balanced diet.
Yeah.
And like knowing the triggers and things like that, because there might be certain things that you eat that like make yourself flare up more. And whatever the situation is, but I think balanced diet is the biggest thing.
Holly said.
Yeah, definitely.
I think she said she can't eat certain things. Well, she knows what triggers her.
Exactly, and I think you probably have to work that out over time when you're diagnosed.
Yeah, that takes probably a while to figure out.
100%. But again, this is something that men will not ever experience because it's obviously to do with our ovaries.
Yes.
So, I think again, just something to be mindful of that if you do ever feel like you have signs of anything like that, go to a GP. And then if you do feel like, or if you are diagnosed with that, be kind to yourself, look after yourself, and, you know, don't let it affect your training too much, but at the same time, take a step back if you need to.
Definitely.
I think it is important.
Yeah, definitely talk to your GP.
Yeah.
Or I've even, like, if you can afford it, or if anyone in your family has private healthcare, definitely go to them women clinics.
Yes, 100%. A lot of workplaces offer private healthcare.
Yeah, so if your workplace, I'd definitely go to that, because they, like, actually went to uni and, like,
specialise in the women's body, which is, like, it is really different to a man's body.
Yeah, and, like, the doctors, like, normal GP, they're, like, very generic.
Yeah, that's the word.
Like, they're not.
No, I agree.
Know. I've seen them Google. When I've been to doctors, I
think with anything, though, like, even, like, if I've been to, like, you know, when I said I went to get my knee checked out at that time, I always try and get an appointment with a woman. Because I just think, like, no matter what, they understand the way that the female body is built. Like, we have bigger hips, for example. So is that causing an issue? Or, like, they understand that maybe I injured myself when I was on my period because of X, Y, and Z, or whatever the case is. I just always try and see, even if it's a GP, there's a woman, a sports therapist, whatever it is, because I just think they understand us better. Definitely. Even, like, with the coaching programs I've done in the past, I've always done it with a woman. Yeah. Because I just think they understand. Like, and with diet and things like that, they'll know, because they have a period as well, that on your period you might need more. Yeah, definitely. Or whatever the case. So I think that's a good piece of advice, really, actually, as well. Yeah. That just, if you feel comfortable with definitely, then it could help. But go to them women clinics if you can. Yeah, I think they would. I know they're expensive, but yeah, if you can afford it, I think it is definitely good. Yes. And then, what about your good old stomach issues? Did you want to mention that? I can talk about it. Like, I've not been diagnosed, but I could potentially have Crohn's disease or colitis. Fantastic. So that's fun. But I know, like, when I have a flare up and stuff, like, I won't go gym and stuff. Yeah. And like that, like, pain I get, it's quite common. Actually. I was going to say, I think it's really common, isn't it? Like, men and women. Yeah. But yeah, like, when I'm having a moment, I just don't go gym, guys. I literally just rest. And also foods, I've started to. Do you notice certain foods that you eat affect it? Yeah. Well, one, I don't eat red meat, but I don't know if it's because I stopped eating red meat and then I ate it and I was so ill. Okay. So I don't know if that actually, like, to do with that. Maybe. That's I can't eat, like, shallots. Oh, really? That's a random thing. Oh, my stomach. That's really random. Yeah, I think too much. I do eat dairy, but, like, rich. I get that though with cheese and stuff. I get really bad belly. Yeah, like, rich stuff. Or, like, if it's like you have, like, a carbonara or something that's really rich, like that kind of thing. So I just think, I won't talk about it too much because, like, obviously I'm not diagnosed. Yeah, it's just, like, my personal experience. But I think a lot of people can probably relate to that, because a lot of people probably have issues with their stomach. Even IBS, I know. Yeah, IBS is massive. Like, it's so common, and all of that affects your training and how you feel with eating. So bloated. Yeah, that's another thing. Like, there's, like, some days I'm just so bloated. Like, I'm in agony. Yeah, and you just, like, just wear baggy clothes again. Yeah, is that the whole wardrobe's of baggy clothes? That's mine. That's literally how I live. I hate, like, the restraint on your waist. Yeah, it's horrible, isn't it? And but I think you're doing the right things. Like, you can't do any more than that, can you? Yeah, no, it's the same thing. Just, like, rest. If you're not feeling it, guys, don't go. No, you're only gonna hurt yourself, I think. Yeah, no, I agree, definitely. Should we move on a bit to, like, the mental health side of things? Yeah. And maybe, like, I guess for me, exercise is, like, how I mentally feel more positive. I think, like, I think it'd be quite hard, especially at the moment for me. I work at home, so I'm literally just inside all the time, staring at 4 walls, literally. So I'll try and, like, get up in my lunch break, either go for a run, go for a walk, and, like, get out. And it really helps me to just feel more positive mentally. Yeah, definitely. And even with the gym as well, I'm like, that's my time. Yeah. Like, I put headphones in or whatever, just, like, zone out and do something for me. And 100%. Mentally, it's probably the only thing I really do that's just for me. Like, if not, it's with my sister or my boyfriend or family or whatever. I don't really do anything on my own. Yeah, no. And I think that's really important. I literally go for walks on my own, probably, but I go gym with, like, Laura or my boyfriend now. But there's not a day where I've not gotten out to do something. We were saying this morning. I can't not have a day of not doing nothing. Yeah. I think mentally, I get moody. I feel like almost a bit stressed if I haven't been for a walk. No, I don't know if it's a good thing either. But you know what? It's probably.
I just have to do a walk and I'm fine.
I was going to say, I think it's our routine.
Yeah.
Like you get, your body craves routine, right? That's just a natural thing. And I think because we're so used to getting up, going to the gym, eating pretty healthy, if we were to drastically change that, like my body's like, what are you doing? Like, it's like if you start exercising from doing nothing, your body's like, whoa, why are you doing this to me? Like it's finding balance, isn't it?
So true.
And whether it is just getting out, going for a walk so that mentally you're like, right, I'm ready for today. That really helps me, and I think you just have to do what's right for you.
I like to wake up and go gym straight away. Yeah. So I notice if I don't do it, not straight away, but even like after an hour, I'm like, you get tired.
Do you feel like, I don't know if you feel like this, but like if I just got up, and I used to do it sometimes, I don't do it anymore. If you got up, sat at your desk, worked, then your work would be affected. Because I feel like I'm not as motivated to work. I don't put as much effort in.
Yeah.
Because I'm not up and ready. And going for the day.
I feel like that. I feel like I'm tired still. Same. I'm not like woken up, and I probably don't feel woken up for the whole day. And for like a couple of hours, like or a whole day. Okay. Yeah. But I completely get what you're saying. Yeah, no, but literally, I have to. Getting up, going to the gym, it literally wakes me up. Yeah.
And it makes me feel like I'm ready for the day. I can do what I need to do and do it well.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Whereas if I'm just get out of bed,
I never used to understand that, but now I do.
Now I'm that person.
Yeah, I'm that person.
Even these 5 a.m. starts, I'm like, I'm a new girl.
Yeah.
Like, I feel great.
Honestly, I've only started probably feeling like that for the last year. Although we're saying like we've always worked out, but I'm doing it right, I don't think.
No, I definitely wasn't doing it right. Like even just like from mentally, I don't think I was doing it right because I'd go through phases of like doing loads, not doing a lot, doing loads, not doing.
I'd be like,
I can't do that
3 times.
Yeah, I'm like that's exactly. But for me, that's not steady, and then I'd fall out of it really quickly. And like now, I'm in a really consistent routine.
Yeah, same.
And mentally, I feel really good about that.
I always like work my life around. Making sure I'm working out.
Yeah, me too.
It's like a must for me because it makes me feel good.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And you've got to do what makes you feel good.
Yeah, exactly.
And whether that, and like I wrote a few other things here about like whether that might be going to classes because classes are really good for meeting people.
Yeah, exactly.
Or like there's running groups that people go to. Like again, they're good for meeting people. Yeah. And I think you just got to do what works for you. There's no point. The other kind of thing I wrote was that there's no point doing like whatever form of exercise it is if you don't enjoy it.
Yeah, no, you've got to enjoy it.
Like some people say to me like, oh my god, how do you go to the gym? Like I just don't enjoy lifting weights, or I don't enjoy running. Like why do you do that?
Yeah,
but that's fine, you go do you then. You might enjoy Zumba, or you might enjoy swimming, or you might enjoy cycling. I don't enjoy that. I'm not going to do it.
Whenever someone asks me like, oh, I just don't enjoy, I don't know what to do, I was like, you need to find what 100%, you enjoy, because then you'll do it really well.
Well, like Charlie is a great example. He keeps saying I'm going to come to the gym. And I said, but there's no point coming to the gym if it's not what you enjoy. Go and play football. Yeah. I know he plays football and he absolutely loves it. And I'm like, because that's what you enjoy.
Yeah, exactly.
And everybody, like, there's no point wasting time, and you're not going to feel good mentally because you're going to be dragging yourself through it.
Yeah.
Just do something you enjoy and it will be like the biggest 100%. Benefit.
You enjoy it so much.
I think that's the same with men and women, to be honest with you.
I think
it's a difficult, like, or it's not difficult, it's an easier way to get yourself into like a routine and stuff, isn't
100%. It? Or even like finding the right, there's so many apps now, isn't there?
Yes.
So maybe like finding the right person, what works for you.
Yeah, 100%. That's like, a good one.
Loads of trainers, like Courtney Black has an app.
Yeah.
Chrissy, she has an
app.
Like this.
Grace
Beverly.
Yeah.
I know Sam's followed a couple.
Yeah, no, I do. There's loads, so definitely. Many. And I think the other thing as well, just linking back to like women's bodies and things like that, is actually just coming to conclusion that you're never going to be the same as your body's never going to be the same as a man.
Oh no.
Like just it will never be the same. Like you and Sam train together a lot, right?
Oh yeah.
Like your bodies can't, as much as you do the same thing, I'm sure your weights are completely different. Some of the exercises you do are different. Like whatever the situation is, your bodies are not the same. Like you're built differently.
Yeah, men hold less fat than women. It's fat.
Oh, is that what they say? Okay,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
Interesting.
Women carry just more fat naturally.
Right.
And it's harder for a woman to burn that fat. Like when you see a woman with a six-pack, like respect, because her diet must be.
To be fair, I was listening to a podcast the other day that said something similar, that like women would have to do cardio for a lot longer than a man to burn the same amount of calories, and that's just scientific facts. Like there's nothing we can do about that. You can't eat less, train more, run faster, whatever. You're still not going to do the same.
Differently. And
exactly.
Also, we've got boobs.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
we naturally have
fat.
Different places where fat is held. And obviously we're built to carry children at some point, so like we've got bigger hips and bigger bits around certain areas.
You know, like the little bump.
Oh yeah, the bump that everybody talks about.
Apparently it's actually unhealthy to have a flat stomach.
It is, 100%. Yeah.
Like that's for when you have children.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what it's there for.
100%. You don't. That bump is part of your body.
Yeah, because everyone stresses.
It.
I mean, I do. I'm like, got a tight dress on, and sometimes it's there, but
I embrace it now. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've seen so much stuff, and that's the good thing. Linking back to last week's episode with social media, I love it when I see something on social media now. When I see someone's body and I'm like, oh, I look like that as well.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter. Nobody is flat like 100% of the time. It's just rubbish.
No, definitely not.
And I think it's just understanding your body as a woman. You're just not the same.
No.
And that's okay.
And you can't look at like your friends or anyone close to, like anyone. Yeah, everyone's bodies are just built differently. Even 100%. Me and my sister, opposites.
Yeah, we were saying that quite often, quite recently actually, weren't we?
It's about like my sister.
Yeah, but you're just built so differently. It's
she's tiny.
I mean, you're not exactly not tiny, but
no, but
I know what you mean. Like
petite.
genetically, she's petite. And, but it's weird because obviously you're from the same genes.
Yeah, exactly.
But
so you
it
literally
just goes to show.
So when I was younger, I used to be like, oh, I wish I was like my sister.
Yeah. But
just because she was always naturally
like a bit like what we were saying before about looking at other women on social media and things like that. You can't.
Yeah.
You don't look like that.
And I used to get jealous because, well, she still does it now. She's going to call me after. She eats biscuits in her bed, a whole packet, and stays like a size 6. Like, what the hell?
I wish I could do that.
I wish I could do that. I look at cake and I gain 5 pounds.
Literally, here.
And all my brothers are the same.
Really?
They can literally eat all of McDonald's and they all still have 6 pounds.
It's annoying, isn't it? And it's really annoying.
But
do you know what? At the same time, do you know what I sometimes think? At least we're putting, like, I feel good when I put hard work in and I see results.
Yeah.
That's the only good thing.
I can hold my hands up
and say, I work for this.
I'm the fittest out of all my brothers and sisters. Yeah,
you'd beat them in a race to the biscuits.
They might be stronger, but like heart rates and stuff, like definitely I'm the fittest one out of all of them.
Yeah, 100%. It's interesting, isn't it? But I just think it's important to note women are different physically, mentally. It's going to affect your training at some point in your life, and
don't be hard on yourself.
Indeed,
just don't look in the mirror if you really feel like you're having a crap day.
Yeah,
I think it just makes you look worse.
Yeah,
like not look worse. Feel
worse about the way you look. Yeah, no, 100%.
You're just not going to be happy, are you?
No, completely agree. But we're all in this together, girls.
Yeah, definitely.
We've got this.
Definitely. And talk to someone, like, if you're... Cause I know sometimes they can trigger, like, eating disorders.
Yeah, 100%. Sometimes I think it's linking to mental health. It's just good to be honest. Like, have open conversations with somebody if you're struggling. Like, we talk quite a lot about, like, things, if we're eating certain things or if we're feeling certain ways. And you just need to talk. And
like, even with my friends, if they say something, I'm like, no.
Yeah,
like, I'll
just
be
honest. Sometimes you just have to be honest with people, don't you?
I'm just like, you're talking silly now. Like, you don't look like that.
No, definitely. And I think it's just, sometimes you need somebody to tell you, don't you, in order to
and if you feel like you could, maybe go to therapy. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot.
There's so much.
Definitely. And if like you ever have any like questions on the way that your body's working or the way you're feeling mentally, I do just think seek out professional advice. I think that's the best thing to do. But obviously there's loads of stuff you can do yourself, but like we've just mentioned about like giving yourself a bit of a break, being kind to yourself, understanding your body. But I just think top line, if you ever feel like you don't understand anything or you feel in a certain way, seek out professional help
100%.
And go from there.
And even like PTs at gyms, I'm sure you could go to and they would happily help you.
Yeah, 100%, or point you in the right direction if it's not in their field or like whatever.
One of the trainers where we go gym, he has he'll do a calorie counter for you for free.
I've seen that,
and then when you do, because I'd done it the other day, to be fair, I just wanted to see. And it said the email after, like, he'll do a half an hour free PT session.
Oh, that's good, isn't it?
See what your gym does if you want to find out more information.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time they might give you, I don't know, meal plans.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's loads of stuff that people like that offer, but you can explain, and again, this kind of links back to maybe finding a female coach. If you are a female, you feel like they'll understand you better. Yeah. Because you might find that, like, again, your period might be worse, or you might have PCOS, or you might have IBS, or whatever the situation is. You can then explain that to a woman who's probably got the same issues or understands it at least a bit better and can provide you with an adequate meal plan or whatever this like kind of thing you're looking for is.
Yeah, definitely.
Just understand yourself would be my biggest piece of advice.
Yeah, just like relax, don't stress.
Yeah.
Don't look at Instagram if you're having a bad day.
Yes, no Instagram, no TikTok.
No, it's just like when you're having a bad day, sometimes they make it worse.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Social media can be really bad when you're having like bad body image days and things like that, and you're seeing all these other women that are posting about how they look and how they feel, and
they're not being real.
Either they're not being real, or they're not on their period that day.
Yeah,
and obviously they're not going to post announcing today I've started my period. Exactly. So you do just have to be mindful of that when you're scrolling as well, because you don't know anybody's situation and things like that. Yeah. So
just gotta be open-minded, guys.
Absolutely. I think that kind of rounds that off nicely.
What do you want to say? What next week's episode?
Yeah, or maybe should we do the biggest win first?
Yeah, biggest win.
Yes, we want to do like a new little section of the podcast where at the end of each episode we do like what our biggest win of the week was.
Yeah.
And I need to think, because I don't even know if I've had any wins this week. I mean, we have. One of my wins actually from kind of is Sunday, but same week, right? Was doing our run.
Oh yeah, Laura did our first run.
Yeah, after, first weeks, run back after my 10 days.
Oh.
Yeah, after my dodgy knees. And it was good, wasn't it?
We did a little run today in the High Rocks.
Yeah, we did a really good High Rocks. Maybe that's another win.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm actually loving High Rocks at the moment.
Yeah, me too.
Really loving it.
It's like nice to mix it up.
Yeah, I think so, definitely. Maybe that can be your win.
Yeah,
just High Rocks. Loving the High Rocks and trying something a bit different. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like also if you get bored, change it up.
Yeah, definitely. Well, yeah, there are wins of the week. Let us know what your win of the week is.
Comment down below.
Definitely. And then next week, we are going to be doing a episode on basically how to manage like your exercise and just healthy lifestyle and things like that during like holidays, because we know it's coming up to Easter, summer bodies, like a lot of pressure with like looking a certain way on holiday,
birthday celebration.
Yeah, just there's a lot coming up, right? Even like festivals, things like that, and just basically how you can prepare yourself for summer to feel as good as you can, but also to enjoy that time when you are away or when you're at a festival, whatever the situation is.
Yeah.
So that's what's coming up next week. But yeah,
thank you for listening, guys.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Please like and subscribe and comment down below.
Yes, please, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Thanks, guys. Bye.